Integration in the Military by Bryce Kennedy. The United States military has been home to many a social experiment, from women in the military to the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. The Southern Civil Rights Movement, one of the most important movements of our country, can be traced to the United States military post-World War II, when many young men of all races and creeds were called into service into two theaters of war to help defend our country. These young men came from all walks of life, from all over the country. They came forward not as black or white, New Yorkers or Texans, but simply as Americans. The military during the Second World War was segregated, whether by unit, such as the famed Tuskegee Airmen, or simply by assigned tasks, such as cook's mate Doris Miller, who on December 7, 1941, would win the Navy Cross for his valor during the attack on Pearl Harbor. While aboard the battleship USS West Virginia, he would help to evacuate wounded sailors and then man anti-aircraft equipment until being ordered to abandon ship. He was the first African American to be nominated for the Medal of Honor and the first to receive the Navy Cross in World War II. But during combat operations, these lines of segregation came down, when only being an American mattered the most. The ability to know that the man to the left or right of you would be there for you, and you would fight together, would bind many of these young men together for life. Upon the conclusion of World War II, while returning to the United States, many of these young men had trouble finding work, and found that they were no longer going to be treated as equals. They now began to ask, why are we separated? We fought together, we bled together. Aren't we the same? Then President Harry Truman, who was a former serving Army Reserve officer, would appoint a Civil Rights Committee in 1947, with a determination to end segregation in the military by presidential order. However, it took until 1948's Democratic National Convention, where an impassioned speech from Hubert Humphrey would help set the agenda for a National Civil Rights Act. This speech would give Truman the confidence to issue Executive Order number 9981 on July 26. The order stated that it is hereby declared to be the policy of the President that there shall be equality of treatment and opportunity for all persons in the armed services without regard to race, color, religion, or national origin. This order would go on to set a precedence to allow for not only desegregation, but for an end to discrimination throughout the United States. The order to cease desegregation in the military of the United States was almost 7 years prior to the Montgomery bus boycott. This victory would benefit not only the troops on the front lines, but people on the home front as well.